Well, when the drawing becomes as complex as the one you see here, managing draw order, the stacking order of entities, can become a little tricky. This represents the sort of front entrance to a new development, and if I pick the hatching, which indicates some grass through there, and on the grass some new construction will be developed, can you see that the grass overlaps a number of entities? Even though I've selected the grass and said Tools, Draw Order, Send to the back, that gets over the problem that I've got in this front area where we're going to have some rotating crop beds and a poly tunnel, but it doesn't overcome the problem in here just by sending it to the back. So what we then need to do is to go to the next level in the Draw Order command. So I'll say Tools, Draw Order, and I'm going to send the hatching under the object. So the prompt says let's pick this one as our object, then hit enter, and the reference object will be this one, and nothing happened. Well, the reason that did not work is that if I select that closed polyline there and we look over in the properties box, that's been set to a transparency of 180. So we're actually able to look through that brown fill in the polyline, and the same applies to this gravel path running through there, and there's a transparency of 100 to work in that area. So in order for us to, and probably here as well, let me edit that block, and yes, the transparency there is 100, so close it. So we're not going to be able to get our grass hatching behind the design in the proper way if we're using transparency. Transparency is ideally used when you want to see through an area such as the upper canopy. You might use it on a symbol such as this one, which is an existing tree at the site. So what I'm going to do now is change the color of this one from by layer. We'll pick a faint brown by going down to select color, and we use true colors rather than apply a transparency. And we'll jump into the brown area, and we'll grab a color. It was quite a dark color, wasn't it? Maybe something like that, and we'll go OK, and OK it, and take the transparency up to 255, which is the default for a solid color. And although I haven't matched my color terribly well, can you see that the hatching for the grass hatching now disappears? By the way, I've deliberately made that thick, given it a line weight of 0.3, which is far too heavy for normal use, and let's just bring that back to by a layer. So now the hatching disappears there, and so in this design, whenever we need to hide some hatching or other entities behind, we need to check that we're not using transparency. Now in the previous order shuffle, I implicitly changed the color of that particular polyline. There's another way of doing it. If we pick this one, it's on a layer called Gravel Path, and what we can do is set the transparency of that entity to 255. It'll appear very dark when we unselect all, and then we can go back to the layer, which I've already forgotten was 26 Gravel Path. So we can come in here, go to 26 Gravel Path, that one, and change this color in here to true color, and we can pop it way up to a sort of fairly faint color, and OK it. And immediately the hatching disappears behind the path. So I think that transparency is better reserved for some existing planting, as you see through here.